So with the neuro exam, I want to start with you standing and walking. So if you'll stand and face the door and take 3 or 4 strides to the door on a normal stride. I'm looking at your gait, and then turn around and come back, and as best you can, walk heel to toe for 4 or 5 steps to kind of see how that is. That's good. Okay, you can stop. That's good. Now, so that's central coordination. I want to check several other things. Let me check peripheral coordination first, which is coordination for finger to nose and movement. So if you'll, here's what you're going to do. You're going to touch your nose, and then you're going to touch my finger wherever my finger is. So touch your nose again. Now touch my finger. Touch your nose. That's my finger. All right, that's great. That's what I want. Now I want you also stay like you are. Put your hands straight out in front of you with hands, arms up, and just hold that position for a few seconds. This is called a pronator drift, and this is actually a strength test more than a balance. And the strength is, if you were really weak, you couldn't do that for very long. And if you started, we call it a pronator drift because the student's going to look at that and say, well, the hand's obviously in a supinated position. If your hand actually fell, it would fall like this. And it would turn. And so when we say pronate, as it drifts, it would pronate. So that's pronator drift. Okay, you can put your hands down. Now I'm going to check balance, one more other balance, and it's called the Romberg. And I'm going to kind of watch you. I don't want you to fall, but this is the one you do close your eyes for this one. Just see if you can stay balanced, because you take your vision out and you see how well other things are working to keep your balance. And I like that. That's fine. Okay, good. So that's good. Now you can sit down. The motor exam, I do a couple of things before I ever check. I want to check the strength. Before I check strength, though, I'm going to try to notice, and students don't do this very often, but notice if there are any involuntary movements that you can't control. A good example would be a tremor. If you had a tremor or some kind of a jerky movement that you couldn't control. So I'm saying there are no involuntary movements. So that part's good. Then I'm also going to check your tone before strength. And your muscle tone is actually, I'll do it just on one side. Your muscle tone is actually, your muscles have a little tone to them all the time, but it shouldn't be real strong. So if it's not real strong, I do all the work. I can move your joint, and it moves in a fluid, natural fashion. If it was the tone was real strong, I couldn't do that. So that's a way of checking tone. Now on strength, the other thing I didn't mention is I'm also paying attention to muscle mass, and that's just visual. And so typically when we say mass, I'm thinking words like there's no atrophy, which is the muscle smaller than it should be, or there's no hypertrophy because they're bigger. And hypertrophy can be intentional. Somebody could be a jock that works out in the gym every day, and they look like Hulk Hogan, you know. So that would be hypertrophy. So in your case, we don't see either atrophy or hypertrophy. Now I want to check strength. And in upper extremities, I'm going to check strength actively, and then I've already actually checked your lower extremity strength because I did that by watching you walk with your gait. And if you didn't have a good strength in your lower extremity, you wouldn't have had a fluid, natural gait. So I've already checked your lower extremity. So in checking your upper, I want to do the following. I want to check your neck first. So all I'm going to ask you to do is push forward, okay, and push back, okay. Now I want to put your arms up this way, and I'm checking your shoulders. So push up, push down, okay, that's great. Now put your arms like this, and push towards me, and pull back. Good, okay. Now I'm going to let you put your wrists so they're really down, and I just want you to push your wrists up against me. Okay, that's straight. And now go on and spread your fingers totally, and don't let me close them. Okay, great. So now that's upper extremity, and when strength is normal, we don't let students use the word normal. It means it's 5 out of 5. Your strength is what I expect. So I don't have to do any more with your lower extremity because, like I said, we already checked that with walking. Okay. Now sensory function. I've got a couple of things. What I may ask you to do is go on and pull your sleeves up a little so I can kind of get to a couple places on your arm, and we'll just simulate your legs because you can't check strength through clothes. So normally you'd have on a pair of shorts, okay. But I can show you the principle. matter of fact, I'm reminding myself before I do sensory, part of motor is deep tendon reflexes. So this reminded me I haven't done that yet. So let me show you how we'll do that. This is part of the muscle system. So I'm going to let you relax your arm in mine, and I'm going to put my thumb on your patellar tendon and strike it with the pointed end and see the movement. And that's the biceps. And then we're doing the brachioradialis. We're not doing triceps anymore because the triceps and the biceps have the same innervation. And the neurologist wants us to do this brachioradialis, so I can hit anywhere along here, and your hand again would be relaxed on mine, and I'll just hit right on there and see. So that's brachioradialis. And on lower extremity we do both the patellar and the Achilles. So what I need you to do is scooch back enough where your feet are not touching the ground, and just relax. And I'm finding where this patellar tendon is right under the kneecap and striking there, okay? That's for patella. And for Achilles, the one thing I have to do on Achilles, to let me do all the work, is I'm going to pull your foot out just a little and get it away from the table so I have room to strike the Achilles tendon, you see. So I'm going to I don't want you to do any work, because that makes your muscles kind of mute the reflex. So just let me pull the foot up and away, and then I can hit the patellar back this way, and your foot will push down for positive. Again, we do both sides. We're not today. So now I'm back to sensory. Do a couple of things on sensory for you. I'm going to have you close your eyes, but I'm going to touch you. I'm going to show you that while you're looking, I want to show you the difference. This end is sharp, and this end is dull. So just close your eyes. I'm going to touch you in several places, and I won't do the lower extremities because I can't go through clothing, but I need to go 2 places on the leg, 2 places on the lower extremity, 2 places on the upper. So just tell me if it's sharp or dull.
Dull. Sharp. Sharp. Dull.
Okay. Now, so that's pain and touch. That's pain. A light touch is a cotton ball. Here's what we're doing with the cotton ball. Close your eyes and just say yes every time I touch you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, I would do the same for lower extremity. Now, on vibration, which is one of the sensory functions, vibration, once I engage this, well, matter of fact, let me let you feel the difference. This is just the instrument. It's just a piece of steel. But you should feel.
Yes.
You feel the vibration.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you notice where I'm putting it on this joint next to your thumb.
Right.
And I would do the joint on your big toe the same way.
Oh.
And what I would do is I would say close your eyes, and then I would engage this, and then I would say go on and close your eyes, and I would ask you, what do you feel?
Vibrating.
Yeah. As otherwise, you just feel a piece of steel. So you shouldn't say, do you feel vibrating? You say, what do you feel? So I don't have to check outwardly, because if the vibration is good here, it came all the way down from other places. So it's just external we have to do. The last thing is position sense for sensory. And let me have your thumb. What I'm going to do, and we'll do the same thing on the toe, but we won't worry about demonstrating that today. This is actually joint position sense. So I'm trying to work on this joint. That's why you can see I've stabilized everything but this joint. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to touch your thumb very gently on the side, and so all you are going to feel is the change in the joint. And I want you to close your eyes and tell me whether it's up or down. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Up. Up. Down.
Okay? That's joint position sense. So that covers that. Now we're going to do cranial nerves. That's fairly easy to check. The first thing I'm going to do with cranial nerves is I'm going to go on and look at your eyes. So if you'll just look straight ahead, kind of fix your gaze, I'm looking at kind of the back of your eye to see if I can see anything in the fundus. Do each side. Good. Now I'm going to do the pupil reflexes, so just let me get out of the way, just look straight ahead, and I'm going to shine a light in your eye, and I want to see if they're responding. So when I check the back of the eye and pupillary reflexes, that checks cranial nerve number 2, so which we did. Now what I'm going to do, just use my hand, or this, I'll use something for you to look at. I'm going to check your eye movement. So look straight ahead, don't move your head, and just watch this tip with your eyes and see where it goes. I'm not going to get where you can't see it. Just kind of follow it with your eyes. Okay, and do it this direction. Okay, and I'll just kind of do it somewhat up and down. Okay, that's very good. Now that checks 3 of the cranial nerves, 3, 4, and 6, and so we've done that. The next thing I want to check is the 5th cranial nerve, and here's what I'll do. I'm going to check the sensory part of your face in 3 different areas. All I'm doing is you tell me if it feels the same on each side. So I'm going to touch the forehead, middle of the face, and the jawline. They feel the same? Okay.
Mhm.
Then there's a sensory part. I'm going to put my hand over the masseter muscle where your jaw clenches and clench your jaw. Okay, I can feel that. Okay, so the motor part is fine. Then I'm going to check your facial expression nerve, cranial nerve 7. What I want you to do is raise your eyebrows. Okay, close your eyes really tight, totally. Don't let me open them. Good. And then go on. Let me see your teeth. All right. That's facial expression. So that's 7. So we're happy with that. 8 is for hearing, and probably all I want to do for hearing, because it's more efficient, is I'm going to have you close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you what you hear, and I'm probably just going to rub my fingers, but you should be able to hear it. So go on and close your eyes, and then tell me if you hear it on one side or the other. Tell me if you hear it on one side or the other.
I hear it on my left side.
Okay, and what about over here?
Yes.
Okay, good. So that's for cranial nerve 8. Now 9 and 10. Let me get a tongue blade real quick, and look in your mouth. I'm doing 2 things. Then I check 3 different cranial nerves. So if you'll open real wide and just say ah. Okay. When you say ah, and I'll watch your uvular and soft palate move up. I've checked by doing that. I've checked cranial nerves 9 and 10. They go together. And now stick your tongue straight out. Good. If it stays straight like it should be, that's cranial nerve 12, the hypoglossal nerve. And then the last one I haven't checked is is a shoulder shrug. So just shrug your shoulders up, like this. There you go. Perfect. That checks 11. So that's all the cranial nerves. It goes fast. So that's it.